Hello, this is Jules with Starcaster Radio, and I have Naomi and Barbara here, and we are just so excited to spend this time with you creating our soul family here as we continue to manifest our new earth reality. And Naomi is going to do our induction today. Welcome, Naomi.
Hello. Okay. So I had a healing session with a beautiful woman named Aurora Gabriel who channels divine love a few months ago. And she told me I had a message from the Council of Light that said, remember the crystal. But when I thought about it, I couldn't get the message in my mind. It's like the message was outside of my thought. So I put the crystal on my heart and I asked for a download. I intuitively selected a quartz crystal, just one I had from my house, and placed it on my heart and just received a really beautiful frequency that was magical. It felt peaceful, blissful, and self-sustainable. So it is just my honor to offer you a download from the crystal today in this activation. So if we want to just begin by getting in a reclined, comfortable position and just start taking some conscious breath. And just breathe in and out from the heart. And open your heart to receive the frequency that the Council of Light has for us, this beautiful gift that's connected through the very crystal core of the earth. Step onto the golden platform of the new earth that is created in oneness. Ask to connect your heart to the heart of the new earth. And let's begin by taking 3 Om breaths to harmonize our heart with the heart of the new earth. And taking a breath. And again. And again. Feel your body relax as the light of your authentic self gently lifts your chest and your heart as you stand upon the new earth platform. Your heart shines open as you give and receive this gift of frequency. Your arms dangle behind you as you are suspended beyond time and space. And for this moment, time stands still. Place your hands to your heart and connect to the beautiful light within your heart. Connect to your heart by breathing in and out of your heart and see yourself in the center of the first particle of existence. Know that when you are in this particle, you are completely safe and protected where there is no interference. It's as if you are in your own universe. As your heartbeat connects to the rhythm of your personal home frequency, this is the frequency you were born to be. It has its own intelligence that is here to assist you in your own personal evolution. Allow this frequency to start to expand from your heart and see a beautiful golden ball of light. As this light spreads throughout your body, it flows down your arms and out your fingertips. It flows up the back of your neck, relaxing every muscle as you fully integrate with your home frequency. The light moves over your head and enters your mind. See parts of your mind start to light up and activate. The light knows just what to do to bring you into a state of consciousness where you can manifest your heart's desires. Feel the light flow over your face, relaxing the muscles of your face. It continues to flow down, relaxing your chest and your stomach. Feel yourself integrating even further into your home frequency. The light flows around your torso, relaxing every muscle of your shoulder and back, floating down your legs and relaxing and letting go of any tension. You begin to glow in the light of your home frequency. The light flows down your legs and down your feet. You are now resonating in the light of your home frequency, your star frequency. As you vibrate in the light of your star home, you are connected fully with the divine matrix. You are fully connected to the new earth, down to the crystal core. Crystals have the ability to amplify, to store knowledge, to transmit, to focus, absorb, and release. And we ask to receive a download from the crystals that will support our path to the new earth with grace and ease. As we stand in our power on the platform of the new earth, the tree of knowledge provides shade over us. As we breathe in the wisdom of the crystals, the tree of life extends our exhale, sharing the knowledge throughout all dimensions, bringing us to the level of one. Thank you, I love you, and it is done.
Thank you, Naomi. That was beautiful. Welcome to all that may hear these words, and sending love and light from us to you, and from the Council of Light, and from all that there is, originating from the God Source. Hey, I have a question, Julie. Something that came up in my life, and Naomi and I were discussing this, and we agreed that it would be a good question to ask, and I believe that probably it would be a question that a lot of people, whether they have realized it or not, have. This is something that has shown itself in my many times, and I don't think I have ever taken the opportunity to stop and contemplate why I'm having the emotions concerning this question, and how I feel like a victim, and how it feels like I'm totally out of control. So let me set up a little example. Your child, let's say, comes in and they're doing something that is detrimental to their health, let's just say, whatever that is. You have told them over and over again, please stop doing that. You know you're going to hurt yourself, you're going to make yourself sick, etc., etc. they basically just look at you and say, I'm going to do what I want. It's my life. Get out of the way. So that's the gist of it. So it makes you very angry. And at first I thought, well, the reason I'm getting angry is because I love this child and I don't want to see any harm come to them. Well, and that was partially true. But there's something deeper that has recently come to my understanding, and that is that whatever other people do to themselves, they also do to you. And we become angry, defensive, and judgmental because it is actually affecting our life, our happiness, our peace. So my question is, how do we deal with this situation in the most positive and light-filled way?
So the first thing is there's always choice, and so it's finding within yourself, the number one thing is, do I have a choice in having this experience or not? And if there is a choice, then the choice needs to be made. And if there's not a choice, then it's acceptance. So getting to the frequency of accepting that everyone is on their own path, and if somebody else's path is affecting us and we have no choice, then the only choice is to accept it. And it's in that acceptance that we're transcending the energy. So when it brings up the emotion of anger or defensiveness, it's something that we're holding within ourselves. So in this situation, it's something that's out of your control. So when we have something that's out of our control, it's easy to go into the victim. So finding a frequency within ourselves that we're resonating with as a victim and identifying what that is. And so the source of it would be actually separation. And because we are connected to what other people do, to place judgment on the experience is basically judging the experience through separation. Because if we were fully in a state of oneness, we're not in the frequency of judgment. So how do we move to a place of oneness in something that doesn't feel good to us? Is, again, I guess, is choice. So whether it's a physical choice of removing from the situation or a choice of choosing to accept, it's always a choice. And it's when we feel that we have no choice that we move into the frequency of victim. I'm also getting the message that it's in this place of acceptance that we are loving not only ourselves but the other people that are doing what, quote unquote, what makes us feel uncomfortable. So in this situation, I guess it depends on the age of the child. If it's a teenage child that's still at home, then the next message I'm getting is to speak as a friend to the child of how it feels to you, and then moving into a place of acceptance. But it is important to let them know what you're experiencing because of their actions.
Wow. That brought something up in my mind, Julie, that I hadn't thought of before. Thank you for that. But I just got this feeling that basically when you accept whatever a person is doing that's going to influence your life and give them the permission to do whatever it is they're choosing to do, it also dissipates that energy, and they will make different choices. But as long as you stay in that energy where, like you said, you feel like the victim, then you will play the part of the victim. So it's learning to get past that feeling of being victimized and look what's going to happen to me because of your choices. And you're selfish because you are doing this, or you're doing it to me, and I can't control you, and all those things that comes into play, especially in the family unit. I think it's very common. So this has really helped me to take care of some karma that I know I need to take care of at this point in my life. And it also brings up another subject, which was my son Rob today. I'm sorry. Today is the 4th anniversary of his choosing to leave this earth plane. And even though I know it's a beautiful choice, I still miss his essence here in physical form. And I am not crying for his passing, but I'm crying because I miss his physical presence. And I want to be clear about that. And the choice that he made to leave this earth plane in such a painful physical death has always bothered me. And again, it goes back to this question where it felt like he was taking all of his loved ones into this pain. And I know that anyone who has lost someone to cancer can understand the pain that is involved on all levels when that happens. And I'm trying to get past that feeling that I get every time I think of his passing and how he went. Julie, if you have any message from Rob for us concerning this feeling that I have still about why he chose that particular type of death.
Yes, I have Rob here, and his message is that he chose to go through the pain of his death is because he wanted to know what it felt like to physically move into a different state, because he knew once he passed that this was going to be an experience, though in some different ways, that he was going to not experience what his mission is now, and that is to help transcend humanity. And so he chose that death because he wanted to know what it was like for the body to go through a metamorphosis, and so that he would have some sort of cellular memory that he could call upon once he was passed over. so it was actually a beautiful thing for him to have a cellular memory of how the body can break down and change, and he sees it as a gift because he has a blueprint that he goes to all the time and gets information on how the body works and how cells shift and change. And if he had not gone through that experience, he would not have a way of connecting to the experience of what it's like for a human to change into the light body. So he took it the other way so that he would have a very dramatic blueprint to call upon when he wants to have the wisdom of what we are going through now. And he says that he just says that he loves you and he understands your pain, but to know that he is not in pain, and the pain that he went through during his death had purpose, and he is grateful for it.
Wow. That's perfect. I never thought of it in that way, so thank you, and that makes it a whole lot better for me, and I really appreciate it. I know.
He's also saying, go ahead, Barbara.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say that he's also saying that he chose cancer in particular because he is working with that blueprint as well, and he's passing information on for how to transcend that. I guess I don't know how else to say it. Like, I'm seeing more of like what he's doing with the cells, but having that outline from his own experience is giving him knowledge of how to transcend it. So without, like, I guess to make it super third dimensional, is that he's working on a cure for cancer.
Julie, I have a question. So my 7-year-old has been talking a lot about a cure for cancer. Is she working with Rob on this? Is this where she's hearing it from? Okay.
Yes.
Wow. Well, you know, I have heard from many sources that shortly we're going to have a cure for cancer, you know, and it will be out there. I mean, it's right, like there are things you can do to cure cancer, and we know that as far as the people who look into the alternative medicines, it's a regimen that the person has to choose to do, but there is cures out there. But there is also, I believe there is also a cure for cancer using our light energy to do it instead of using earthly physical things. And I think I'm getting the feeling that that is what Kenyon and Rob are working on, is teaching us how to use our light energy in order to cure anything.
Absolutely. I'm actually working on something right now, and I'm calling it the 7 elements, but it has 7 factors within each element. And I'm told that if you fully can absorb each stage or each facet of each element, so it's basically 7 times 7. If you can fully absorb each one of them, that it will cure any disease, not just cancer. And the last element is basically not having any separation. It's fully integrating oneness. So I agree with what you're saying completely, and I think more and more it's, you know, I keep getting these visions of, you know, it's ironic that you brought this up, and that Rob is talking about, the transition of the physical body, because a lot of what I'm seeing is the transition of the physical body, like the breakdown of the chromosomes and how they're bypassing each other, and that's actually not even what's going to be creating human beings anymore, and it's going to be more in life like these little light faucets, and how our plasma is being connected to the divine matrix. Like there's so much energy coming around, but it's all about like our biological shift. And I feel like there is a big importance on the biological shift, because it's in that we're letting go of kind of these genetic dysfunctions, and because there can't be a genetic dysfunction in the light body.
Right. Well, this has made bringing this subject up, and it's funny because I had this question, but I hadn't connected it to Rob, and I hadn't even recognized how I really felt about how he chose to leave this earth on a deeper level. And so it has answered and my question, and has filled my heart with love that he chose that. And I'm so proud of him. And my love, and thank you for being my son.
He's saying that he never thought of it as a sacrifice, and it was an honor for him, and it still is. Like he loves that you're proud of him, because he's so proud of what he's doing. Like he's so happy to be on the mission that he's on, and it means a lot for him to have you say that you're proud of him, because he's really proud of himself, and to know that you're proud of him as well it means a lot.
Thank you.
Julie, are there any downloads that Rob would like to offer to us on Third Dimension?
So, right when you said that, I just had this like huge like scope of light colors just kind of open up through the sky. So he's creating the download right now, and I'm going to describe it. So it's like the sky is opening up, and there's just all these different prism colors coming through. And as the prism colors, like you can see them almost landing on your skin. And as they land on your skin, they just fully absorb. And it's absorbing into the DNA. And he's kind of talking in a different language, and I'm going to see if I can repeat what he's saying. Oshkash nanatika olaneti ashikama shanati popati vashalata kamani fichita oshikiti povanika chadbaranasipo temenisha shananelitiko chete asharanase konanase ananase olase kopataki ganasi alasa kana osha latsi tola sarate nanesiko asha nasanensi kopate. And now you're going to see the light colors in your DNA, and they're turning just into like little crystals or little just particles of white light. And then you're just going to see the codes of the lights enter the codes of the DNA. And as they merge, it's downloading information through frequency. And when the time is right, the codes will know what to do.
I have a request to Rob.
Mm-hmm.
We have opened up portals in different areas, all connecting us with the universe. And I opened a portal here in my backyard under a huge oak tree, and I've got a memorial there for Rob, and I have all kinds of stones that in the portal, and I would invite him to come to the portal and visit and give me information that he would like to share from time to time, and that I feel like it's important for me to invite him to do that, because we each have to ask when we want something, when we're offering someone an opportunity to communicate. So that's my request.
And he says he is absolutely there. It is his honor to share information with you.
Thank you.
He's doing like a little happy dance.
I can see that big smile right now. Yes, I'm so happy. Thank you. I will be looking forward to it. We have put a spotlight that puts millions of light points on our big oak tree, and at night it comes on, and here's these green healing light points all over the tree, and it's just ethereal looking, and I will be looking for him in that portal.
Did you have any questions at all, Naomi?
Oh, I'm just listening to the conversation. My heart is just expanding. And if I had a question, it would be, what is the best way for us to broadcast this frequency, to share with humanity?
So, and any time that we have an intention that it will help, but I'm getting that, Starcaster Radio is the broadcast itself. So it's not about what we're saying, it's about the frequency that's coming in, because we're creating a platform for the God Source and the Council of Light to broadcast frequency. And because that is the intention of our broadcast or of our podcast, that is what's happening. So just in tuning in to the frequency that we're creating, it is spreading our intention of frequencies, but so much more than that. And it truly is beyond what we can understand. But the most important thing that we're creating here with Starcaster Radio is it's a platform for frequency to be broadcasted through God.
Lovely.
I don't think I have any more questions.
I'm just feeling this beautiful rippling sensation, like going from my heart, going across my whole body.
Yeah, the frequency today is so high. I'm almost having trouble kind of collecting my thoughts.
Yes, me too, which is a good thing. But it's a little difficult to remain in third dimension and articulate your thoughts in in words when you're in that space. But it's a place that I think that we all need to at least take a part of our day out and be in order to connect to that light energy, that light body that we're choosing to move towards, so that we can become more familiar with how it feels and how to get there, and also that it's okay for us to not be fully into this third dimension at all times. In fact, it's preferable.
You know, Naomi and I were talking about that yesterday, just how space and time is just, it's more spherical, so it's a little harder to just live in a linear timeline. And, you know, just with getting stuff done and remembering what to do, it's definitely a different way of living, even on a conscious level, as we're going through the shift. And I guess another way of saying it is like living without a foundation, and because there's not really a foundation to call upon from what we've already experienced, because we're so past that, and then we're not fully into where we're going. So we're just kind of like trying to create without really any strong footing on what it is we're even creating.
Yes, creating out of faith, and just creating with the knowledge that we're going to move in that direction without judgment of what we're not efficiently doing in this third dimension, I guess, is how it makes me feel. And I had to come to terms with that, because I've always been very methodical about things I do, you know, make sure I cross all my T's and dot all my I's, that kind of stuff. And when you start moving into this reality, and off of the focusing totally on the third dimensional mindset, you start to feel a little bit like, am I losing it? What's going on here? You know, me being a little bit older in earth years, but not definitely in my mind, that really was sort of concerning me. And I had to ask myself a question, you know, what's going on here? And once I figured out what was happening, then I have allowed it to be just for what it is, and not be so bothered about the material things.
So it's kind of almost detaching from, I guess, just the life that we used to live, and just, you know, and I always try to have, you know, repeat that visualization of detaching from the third dimension and kind of putting my hooks into the New Earth matrix. And that's actually a visualization I do every morning before I get out of bed, because, I just had a big bald eagle just go by my window as I was saying that. Yeah, so I think it's just that the choice of choosing to exist in the New Earth reality is what is, you know, part of the transformation.
Yes, that's what I'm feeling too, and that, you know, instead of judging it as being not as efficient as I used to be, I'm choosing just to be okay with the whole thing, which then releases my feelings of having to force myself to be more in the third dimension than really is probably good for me. I guess I would say just go with the flow, right?
Right. Trust and flow. The light has your back.
That's right. That's right. That's my thought, and I'm sticking to it.
Okay, I don't know what's going on, but I had a bald eagle go by, and now I just had there's this hawk that usually only see him in the summer, but he just landed in the tree outside my window.
I'm sure it's Rob because,
I know, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, the story about him and the hawk that came to him and lit on his arm when he was young. So I would say that's a sign for sure.
Well, he's saying that he's here with us now, and we're co-creating, that's for sure. Well, Naomi, do either one of you have any other questions or anything else you want to add?
No, I think the frequency was fully delivered today.
Right, yes. I do too. I feel that.
Yes, for sure. Okay.
Well, Barbara,
we don't have any... I'm sorry.
I was just going to ask if you wanted to do the closing.
Yes, I've got a closing that I would like to share. It's called The 7 Elements. Number 1, I am a character playing a role in the theater of my illusion. My thoughts are a product of my perceived reality. I am God that expresses itself through multiple manifestations. Nothing exists outside God. I am a figment of my imagination. My reality is an illusion. I am many. I am one. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. Kodash, 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 Adani, Sebio. Blessings to all. Thank you.
That was so perfect.
That was so perfect. Well, we thank all of you for being here with us today. And until we connect with you next week, we wish you a wonderful week in creating your new earth reality. And Barbara and Naomi, thank you for this time, and I love you both.
I love you more. Bye.